This is the year that we achieve the financial freedom that we so deserve. In the last video, I showed you how I was managing 32 option contracts that were expiring, and I glossed over what we made last week. So in this video on a Saturday, I want to recap what we made last week, break it down, let you see the account, talk about our buying power, and then the goals for the next week. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we made $831 last week. $93 from the YMAX dividend, $11.76 from the YMEG, and $2.23 from RDTE. You know, consistent weekly dividend pairs. Again, I always harp on it. Selling options is going to generate you more income than dividends will, and you have less risk up front to generate that capital. So let's look through what we've done. Wolf, I sold 3 contracts, collecting 105. I sold 3 on ARRY, collecting 123. And now let's look at these rolled positions. So rolled CC, that means I rolled a covered call. That means I owned 100 shares, or in this contract situation, I had 300 shares because 3 contracts. I owned 300 shares of NIO, and I didn't want them to get called away, so I rolled them out another week. What I mean by called away is when the stock is above that $4.50 price range that I had for the covered call, somebody would be able to buy it from me for that price, even though the stock was at like $4.76. I didn't want to lose that yet, so I rolled it out, collected an additional credit, and then we're looking at RUM. I got a couple contracts on that. That's Rumble. That's a very volatile stock. I love volatile small cap stocks because they provide the largest premiums. And a rolled CSP, that's rolling a cash secured put. That means I agreed to buy a stock for a predetermined price by a preset expiration date, but I decided I didn't want to buy that stock just yet, so I rolled it out another couple of weeks. I like rolling cash secured puts on down days, and we had a couple red days this week, and that's beautiful for selling options, especially selling puts. It's going to generate more income through credits, so that's why I like to roll those out on down days. Covered calls I'll roll out on up days because it has the same effect. When the stock market's up, stock shares you own, you get more volatility, a larger premium on that. And if any of these terms are ones you want to learn more about, make sure you check out my Fiverr. I have a couple clients I'm working with, and it's truly an awesome experience. And answer any questions, accessible at any time. I want us all to grow together so we can achieve that financial freedom that we so deserve. Always a reminder that my trades are my opinions, and nothing should be taken as financial advice. Always remember that every trade requires your own due diligence. I trade how I see fit, and these are my opinions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump back into my stock history just so you don't think I'm making up numbers. I want you to be able to see the credits I collected this week just for transparency, allowing everyone, I'm not hiding anything. I want us all to be open on what we're trying to accomplish and what our goals for this year. So let's jump back into the account here. Okay, so let's look at our past week. So when we see a 0 put expiration, that means I sold a put on the stock and the stock did not drop below that price. Because of that, I collected my credit for agreeing to sell the put, and I was not assigned the shares. So that's why you see that $0 put expiring worthless. This call assignment, I had a $25.50 call for PFE Pfizer. I've owned this stock for a couple of years, and I've sold covered calls on it for multiple years. So I've made my money on it, and it's just not a volatile stock. The dividend yield isn't that great to keep it on the books, so I let it get called away. Because of that, I was credited the $25.49 for the account, $25.50 before the Robinhood tax there. But and then you can see we're starting to get into our credits, that plus 20, 36. You see us rolling positions. We will go back to Monday. Like I said, you can count these up at home if you want to. Double check my math. But as you can see, just a ton of things happened this week. And like I said, I try to be as transparent as possible. I want us all to grow together. I want us all to achieve that financial freedom that we so deserve. And then finally, let's jump into our buying power. I do have margin enabled on this account, so that buying power of 47 is not part of the total 52. I'm probably going to sell some options using it this week. Someone had said, well, why don't you truly test the MSTY dividend yield versus your selling options? And to be honest, with the NAV erosion, I don't know if I want to put that risk out with margin, to be honest. I would rather generate consistent, strong income through selling options with that margin account to allow me to collect even more premiums and sell more contracts. But it's a possibility. I'll let you know. It was a big down day this week, so I did buy, just to try to add to my my dividend payers, just for transparency. I did buy another 100 shares of ULTY, the Ultra High Income. Out of all the dividend ones, I like this one the best just because of their strategy. But again, sell options, it's better. Anyway, I now have 300 shares at this. The stock dropped below $8, which I'm like, 100 shares for, I think it was $7.93. So $793. They have a dividend yield in 2 weeks, or next div in 2 weeks. So we will check out, see what happens. The one yield max I'm really kind of wondering what's going to happen is MRNY. I do have 400 shares of that at a 474 cost average. So next week is their ex-div. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be bad because this stock has just run down significantly. Let's look at their past 3 months. 571 down to 335 at its low. I just feel like that yield max would be more efficient if they dropped this stock out of their fund. So we'll see what happens. It was always the cheapest one, but man, it's really bringing yield max down. I did buy 18 more shares of YMAX with some of the dividends collected. So, we're growing. We're up to 518 shares here with a 1726 cost average. Let me know in the comments, for those of you that own YMAX, is this a good cost average? I've seen people with like $28 cost averages, 19. I think I've seen as low as like 16 though. So just kind of curious what everyone's cost average is on this stock. It honestly seems like it's just going to keep going down, but we'll see. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Just sell options, collect your premium. But if you enjoyed this week and you like the transparency of the account, let me know. I really appreciate some of the comments I've been getting, and if you have questions, please leave them below. I try to answer them as well as I can. And if you have ideas or LLC opportunities you want to talk about, put in the comments. I love chatting that stuff. We all should bounce ideas off each other. That's how we can grow as a team. Let's achieve that financial dream this year in 2025, and let's continue to grow together. And like I said, if you would help me out, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. It goes a long way, and I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.